online draws is actually something they're promoting in the trailer is insanity. Hey, this is insane. They are promoting this. What's poppin', ladies and gentlemen? Darhkseid here, man. I'm back with another video, and today we are going to be doing a breakdown of the latest UFC 5 trailer and talking about what we could probably expect in-game and how awful it's going to be for us all. So with that hopeful message, man, let's go ahead and get right into it. Alright, man, so we're going to slow this down. We don't need the audio. We're going to slow this down. And basically, we're going to go every small bit of the trailer we're going to take a look at and kind of see what we have on our hands. So I think 0.25 might be a bit too slow. We'll go 0.5 for now. But as you guys can see, this is looks like a type of entrance. Now you'll notice a stark difference between stuff like this, right? The cinematics like this, right? And then wait until we get to in-game footage and tell me if you see a difference in fidelity. Because I do. But, you know, you see for yourself. You're Valentina. Now see, things like this, these all look great, don't they? Hey, don't all of these parts of the trailer look great right here? Every time we see something like this all looks great, doesn't it? It all looks great. But the gameplay don't match to that. And then look at the game. Now look at that. Look from this spot right here. Look at what we get here. Look how these models look, right? And then look once we get to the actual gameplay. It's in-game footage. And then look at this. To me, that looks like it's a stark difference. It looks very more UFC 4-ish once we get to the in-game footage, in my personal opinion. The more I've looked at it, the more I went back and looked at the trailer. Because, you know, doing a reaction, you only catch so much in real time, right? Going back and looking at certain stuff, there's a lot in here that leads me to believe EA was extremely lazy when it came to this trailer. Not even to mention the fact that, not even talking about the game itself, but the gameplay, like who was playing the game. To put that out as a trailer when you could have, you know, made it look a little bit better as far as gameplay wise it goes, as far as not looking like an amateur and not looking like a noob just throwing multiple punches in a row. It would have been nice to see some actual clean gameplay, but I guess that's too much to ask for. Like these clips right here, like these look good, don't they? You know, got the, looks like almost like a broken nose type thing, bleeding from his nose, gets head kicked by Leon. You see the deformation in his face. And then look once we go back to in-game footage, the graphics is not the same. It's not consistent. It looks very much like an upscaled version of UFC 4 once you get to the in-game graphic. It very much does. It very much does. And I think that's the reason they sprinkled in a lot of the cutscene cinematics to kind of make it seem like graphics got super overhauled, which it didn't. If you look at mostly just the gameplay and don't look at all the cinematics, it looks very similar to UFC 4. It really does. As real as it gets. That's been the biggest lie in the industry for a while now, but see, look at here. Look how, you know, do you see how Islam looked here versus how he looked in that gameplay? Like, look at Islam here, and then look at Islam right here. Does that look like the same to you? Does that look the same to you? Because to me, it does not. To me, it does not. I think Undisputed has better models personally. Fighter models, I think they definitely have better fighter models in my personal opinion. Which is a shame for a company like EA to really be still like lacking in areas like this. Like all the cinematics, every cinematic looks good, doesn't it? All the cinematic cuts, they look good, but there's a lot of cinematics in here and not as much gameplay. A lot of cinematics. This is gonna be a long video. That might be a cinematic. This might be in-game. Like not engine footage, like actual in-game. But we'll have to see how Charles looks when we get to the actual in-game footage. Same thing with Volk. Wait till he's actually in-game footage. And they go through certain stuff like this. Like we get this in the trailer about sculpting the models. Whenever it's heavy graphics focus, it's like a big, like, hey, buy the new game. Look how much better the graphics are. That means they're lacking somewhere else 9 times out of 10. And we already knew they were going to be super lacking. We were hoping for the best, but we knew if it was just graphics. We're talking about strands of people's hair, new physics, like, that means gameplay is lacking and not much has changed. Which is sad for 3 years development time. It's really a disgrace, to be quite honest with you. I mean, don't get me wrong, some of the graphical stuff that they're doing here does look good. But what about the gameplay? You could tell the gameplay was not the focus of the UFC 5. You can tell. No matter what they say, the gameplay was not the focus. And then of course we have Costa and Alex Pereira. Costa just sitting there with the Mortal Kombat finish me over his head, waiting for the overhand. Gets hit with the overhand. And we have Tony Ferguson taking another kick. They're just like brutalizing Tony in this video. Tony's getting no love right now. We got the Sandman's flying knee against Frankie Edgar. Then we get more damage. You can tell it's heavy, like I said. When they're going heavy in graphics, they're telling you about graphics and different hair textures and all this other stuff. That means that they don't want to talk about gameplay. There's a reason we didn't get gameplay until just right now, which is almost, what, a month and like 2 weeks, a month and a week away from game release. There's a reason we didn't get gameplay until just right now. But here we go. The cream of the crop. This is what we came here to see. This is what we came here to see. This is what we were all waiting for, is a reskinned version of UFC 4. Now look at Amanda Nunes' model. And like, these look like the exact same models in UFC 4. Like, she doesn't look like she's that much graphically better. Neither is Juliana Pena, besides the damage on her face. It doesn't look that stark of a difference for having 3 years to work on the game and putting it to a new engine and all of this. It does not look that different. It really does not. And you can see on the HUD here, we have the stamina, and then we have the same HUD system as we did in UFC 4. I'm assuming that this is probably maybe relating to what you have cut. Some type of health event, it looks like. I mean, this looks like the health cross type of thing. So maybe this is indicating that you have a cut, a really bad cut over your eye or around your eye, as you can see right there with Juliana Pena. Maybe that's what that's indicating, because we will see these throughout the trailer where we have these little icons right here. I'm assuming this means that you have some type of impairment or something with your eye going on, probably. And you can see the rest of the HUD right here. It looks very similar to UFC 4. And I hate that it's very similar to UFC 4. We all were hoping that this game would not be similar to UFC 4. And it seems like it's just basically UFC 4.5. Which is a very big disappointment in my opinion. As far as the striking goes, I mean, Jesus Christ. When you really slow these down, look at these over-exaggerated strikes. I mean, I know people get undisputed about their striking, but we have to keep it fair on both ends. Like these, like, what? Oh my god, like the backwards moving uppercut, sliding back, like, okay, yeah, so as you can see here closer, it definitely looks like that symbol, those icons underneath the HUD are relating to the eyes. You can see right here, better indication of how bad the cut is by the eye. It looks very good. This part looks very good, I will say. The damage and how is it going to affect you during the fight, I really like that mechanic in the game. I really like the fact that damage you actually take will like impact your gameplay, right? So I'm very curious to see how that turns out in game. And then right here we have Cheeto and Pedro Munoz. And again, the models look very, like, looking at his model, this does not look like it's the next generation updated scaled version of UFC 4. It looks very similar. Same thing with Pedro Munoz. It looks very similar. Very, very similar. And again, we can see the same type of icon here. The health event type of icon with the eye. So assuming he has a cut or something bad going on in his eye as well. And we can see here, same type of HUD. Everything looks pretty similar there. We see Cheeto throwing the left hook. Goes with the straight. Looks very UFC 4-ish. These animations look almost copy and pasted from UFC 4. I haven't seen anything here that looks any different. This all looks very similar. The hook right there looks slightly different. I don't know if that's just like a newer animation for the hook. That one looked kind of slightly different. Might even be the same, to be honest with you. But to me, it looks a little bit different. That hook right there from Cheeto. That one definitely looked different. It looked like it has some good impact on that one too. But these strikes look very similar to UFC 4. I'm liking the damage. I really like the damage how it's showing on Pedro as well, though. And then here, oh my god, look at Poirier's model. Christ. Christ, look at his model, bro. Like I'm saying, these models are not updated to like a next game. It looks like UFC 4. There's not a big enough change, big enough difference in them to make it seem like it's not UFC 4. You could have told me, you could have took the HUD from this gameplay, put it over UFC 4 and said this is a clip from UFC 5. I would have believed you. I would believe you. Why wouldn't I? That same ridiculous overhand animation. I mean, come on, like, is this really what we're doing? Same ridiculous overhead animation, look like the Celtic cross from Connor. Kicks him right there. Looks like he has a health event right there, as you guys can see on the screen. You see the HUD reacts up here. See, we got the icon up here next to the position of the body part. And then I think we're gonna get the same animation right here where Connor falls. Boom, body uppercut, and then down to the leg. And then look at that. Looks like the same exact animation in UFC 4. That's what it looked like to me. Falls over. Whip-de-doo. Here we got a takedown on Leon Edwards. You can see some of the damage on him right here. And then again, you can see the elbow right there from Colby. Now this I really like. You can see that they really went hard into like the damage aspect and kind of having the damage play part in the fight. Like having Dr. Stoppages back, which is a W. But yet again, like that's good and all. You know, we love that. That's a good addition. Well, won't even cap to you. That's a good addition. But the core gameplay, the core mechanics of the game are exactly like UFC 4. We didn't want UFC 4 with Dr. Stoppages. Now we wanted more. We wanted better. Something that's different. Something that's changed. And it seems very similar. It seems like they just said, let's get UFC 4's core mechanics, put it in UFC 5, and give them grounded elbows and Dr. Stoppages with more damage. It seems like all the core mechanics from UFC 4 are getting carried over into this game, which is a terrible decision. It's horrible. It really is horrible. And you see Herb's thinking it over. He's thinking, should he take that payout to go ahead and call the fight? And then here, I mean, Jesus Christ. Like, come on, bro. John Jones versus Stipe. John's model actually looks much better. He looks much bulkier. Like, he's built for heavyweight in this game, which is good. And then you see, like, oh, I hate the animation so much. Look at this. Look at this cross, bro. This is such an ugly animation. It's so ugly. Cross, jab, hook. Looks all very similar. That's the exact animation from UFC 4. Like, we should not be having the exact same animation, not even touched up on. Like, it's just lazy work. It's lazy. I know we don't expect a lot from EA, but it's just very lazy, shoddy work. Very lazy and shoddy work. The fight gets called right here on Tony. He's mad about it, but I mean, he's bleeding like a faucet, buddy. Next time don't get cut up. Don't blame Herb. And then here we have some groundwork right here. So it looks like Charles is rolling for that leg. He wants the leg. Nice transition right here. I like the smoothness of the ground of this transitions right here. So he has the ability right here. Is this a new position? Or is he just trying to defend the... I'm curious to see how this works. He's just trying to defend the leg lock right here, and then they're able to transition out. I'm interested. Okay, so we have a HUD on the top for submission. So I'm guessing this could be... Hey, wait, now that I'm looking at this could be like kind of cheesy. I don't know how the HUD's going to play into a factor in this. Like, I don't know how this is really going to work out without having any type of like indication if you're winning or losing. I'm really curious to see how this works out, because I feel like this is one of the new additions that can go very badly and get very cheesy. So I'm hoping that's not the case, but we'll need to see more on that for sure. And as he tries to escape, goes to side control, rolls with it, ends up getting his back, which is nice. And they're going for the leg lock right here from Charles. And he actually transitions and goes into a calf slicer right here. So the calf slicer is in UFC 5. Super cool. And then you can see also the submission HUD right here. So you can see... Oh wait, so it's like a chunk. Okay, let me show you. Okay, so right here it's full. Right here he's going for the leg lock. You can see Charles has full submission. So both sides have a submission HUD for this. It's kind of interesting. And we'll see as he goes for this. A huge chunk just comes out of Mark Diakiese's HUD. Boom, right there. So I'm guessing that means it's over. He's going to get the sub now. And he locks it in. And there's the tap. And then right here, same exact HUD kind of as UFC 4 again. The grappling HUD, everything looks very similar to UFC 4. Transitions, so there's no like, you know, UFC Undisputed 3 style transitions where you have to navigate like that. It looks like it's just UFC 4's grappling system, just slightly updated, which is another L. And then you can see right here, Charles goes for the sub, flips him over, gets right into the Kimura. And then right here, he has the option. So right here, he has the arm locked up right here. And you see he has the option for the Kimura or for knee on belly. So I don't know, he's already in Kimura position right here. I'm not sure if this is just like you're fully committing to it, or you can switch to knee on belly from here instead. I'm curious to see how that will work out as well. That's actually pretty interesting. And then right here, looks like Tony against RDA, goes for the sub, but gets reversed. Now this is interesting too. So he goes, that's actually something that happens quite often in Jiu-Jitsu right there, where if you attack the Kimura, you can get reversed into an armbar. I think we saw GSP pull off the same thing against I think that was Matt Hughes, was it not? It might have been Matt Hughes. Pulls off the same thing, rolls around, gets into the armbar. Very sick. Now see, okay, so it looks like you won't be able to, so you can get into the submission position, but you don't commit. You see, he just committed to it right here. I can go slightly back and catch that at the perfect time. You'll see he's in the armbar position right here. Oh my god, just let me have it. Let me have it. They don't want me to be great. And of course, it's gonna miss it every single time. Let's just slow it down a little bit slower so you can catch that. Alright, so you'll see right here, he's in the armbar position already, Gilbert Burns is. And you'll see he still has the option to go back sitting or to go armbar. So he doesn't, even though he's in the armbar position, he's not fully committed to the armbar yet until he goes and commits to it by pushing up on the right stick. Which is an interesting choice. I have to play this to actually see how this is going to feel in game. This has me very curious on how the ground game is going to flow. I'm very curious to see how the ground game flows. And then conversely, on Tony's side, you have the option to go side control or to go to full guard, which is also escapes that you would typically do from an armbar position. So that makes sense there. You see he goes with the armbar there. Now once he extends it, okay, so it looks like it's over if they extend it. So I'm curious how this is going to work. This is very interesting because you'll see here, before I commit to the armbar, I said I like I'm playing L. Before Burns commits to the armbar, you can see Tony's submission gauge is still basically halfway full. And as he commits to it, it gets right there, it zeroes out. So I guess once you fully commit to the sub, it's basically over. I don't know how that's going to work. I have to play this to actually see, can you actually like escape? It looks like if they just like commit to the sub, you're cooked. I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see how that plays out. I'm really curious because I feel like that can be easily exploited if it's really going to be that simple to sub people out. And you know, EA is all about making it simple for people, so I'm hoping I'm wrong. That's what it looks like. All right, let's progress further into the more cinematics. Don't care too much for these because it does not look like anything like the actual gameplay looks like. So cinematic replays look like a totally different game, like me personally. Like these models look way better than what you see in game, so I'm not really sure what's up with that. You can see the face deformation on her eyes went crazy. Like even Dustin here looks way better than he did in that Connor clip. So I'm not sure why the graphics are so much different from the cinematic replays from in-game models, but I digress. And we really got lost in the map. They really took up this much time, and oh my god. When you go back and look at it, we didn't need this many cinematic replays throughout the trailer. Right here we have Curtis Blades versus Sergey Pavlovich. You can see Herb is going in to stop the ground and pound. It's over. Don't brutalize the young man anymore. Referee interaction, something we've been asking for so long now, and we finally get it in something that should have been in the game for quite a while now, and now it's a new feature that we're supposed to be getting excited for and happy for, which we should have had in the game already. But you know, it is what it is. Kevin Holland getting finished by Kamayev right there. Online draws is actually a thing they put in this trailer. I didn't even pick this up when I first saw the trailer. Online draws is actually something they're promoting in the trailer. Is insanity. Hey, this is insane. They are promoting this. We are promoting this. This is insanity. Oh my goodness. I just realized it. How did I not catch this earlier? We are promoting online draws. That is just down bad as down bad can be. Promoting online draws as a feature for our newest game is just insane. Hey guys, we have draws now online. Like, come on, are we serious? Who greenlit this? Who greenlit this? Game modes. Here we go. Here we go. Let's get to the nitty gritty. So here's the menu, the new UI for UFC 5. Gives me that Madden-ish, that FIFA-ish type of feel. It looks pretty clean from what I can tell. I don't really got too many major complaints here. We have coins in UFC 5, which is interesting to say the least. Now we have this fight week that's highlighted right here, which says go to pay-per-view fight week. Make picks on real UFC events, complete challenges, and fight out contracts for extra coins. So the last thing we need in this game is for EA to find a way to monetize us already. The last thing we need is a way for EA to monetize us even more than they have already. But hopefully coins don't play a major factor into anything important. Maybe just for offline, for things like that. I would have loved to see a fight week online type of feature. where you can maybe earn some type of, I don't know, some type of like backgrounds and stuff for like your fighter badges and things like that. Just for things like that, like your fighter card and stuff. You can earn from online fight week and stuff like that. Would have been cool, but I don't think I'll be participating in the offline events that much, to be honest. Here is more of that. It's pretty good graphic. I actually like this graphic. It's actually pretty clean. Looks pretty clean right here, like that. Okay, it's like a betting type of style. We like that. That's pretty clean. And here, Jesus, bro, look at Connor. Connor looks like Gustafsson, bro. The more I look at that, he looks like Gustafsson. I don't know what it is about it. That man looks like Gustafsson. That's debut Connor versus Bruce Lee. And then, of course, more in-game. Like, they really just... they are taxing us with this in-game, like, cinematic replay system. They are just using this OD in this trailer. And here's Connor right here. Looks like Connor Gustafsson. Then we have John Jones, Young Bones Jones. Then we have, I don't know which version of Izzy this is. Some version of Izzy. I'm assuming early version of Izzy. Then we have career mode, everybody's favorite career mode. And here, anytime I see this guy, I just automatically assume that career mode is an L, to be honest with you. It just gives me UFC 4 career mode vibes. I'm probably not going to spend much time on this because I truly am not a career mode guy. And even if I was a career mode guy, UFC 4's career mode is god awful. So even then I wouldn't be. Valentina looks interesting here. Moving on, I don't really want to talk about career mode too much just because I have zero faith that EA is going to make a good career mode. I hope for you guys career mode goons out there, I hope it's a little bit better for you guys, but I wouldn't have hope seeing that guy in the career mode trailer. And then meow, of course I gotta give love to Connor and show off something nice. Same thing here, flying knee, more cinematics. And boy, they must have went back to Fight Night round 4 to get this model for Ali. That boy been in the gym. He been in that gym with Ivan Drago. He been taking that same stuff. That boy look bulky, don't he? That look like Anthony Joshua's body with Muhammad Ali's head. Like, there's a lot of things you catch when you're going through a reaction for the first time. You don't catch a lot of this stuff. So when you really slow it down and go back and look, you can actually like take it in for what it's worth, right? And boy, he looks bulky and jacked. Like, this is not the body type of Muhammad Ali. Like, are we serious right now? Like, come on, EA. Like, y'all have made enough fight nights to know what Ali should look like. I mean, this looks like Fight Night round 4 Ali when he, like, look at this, bro. Like, are we serious? And look, what did I tell y'all, right? Look at this. Oh, you're like, oh man, look at those graphics, right? Dang, look, you can see the sweat. You can see the lighting off it. And then look when it gets closer to end game. And then look at that. And then look at that. I don't know about y'all, but I feel like it just looks like it's a different type of thing. It doesn't look the same, man. It does not look the same. That man is bulky for no reason. Then we have Iron Mike Tyson right here. Iron Mike Tyson. I think his UFC 2 model is better in my opinion. This model is okay, but I think the UFC 2 model is better. Then we have Fedor Emelianenko, of course. Of course, the great Fedor is in here as well. But that's probably going to wrap it up for the trailer, right? That's basically the end. Again, more cinematics from the replay. Why are we getting so many cinematic replays? We wanted straight gameplay, and then this, like, who let this in the game, dog? Like, we got a striking tip pop up in a trailer. Like, y'all couldn't see that to edit that out or have a different clip. I know that I'm just nitpicking right here. I'm just being 100 though. Like, the striking tip in the middle of the trailer? Like, that's really what we're doing? That's kind of OD if you ask me. Like, who's watching this stuff? Who's taking account of this? But yeah, man, that's gonna do it. You can see Dominic Cruz right here. Looks good. Everybody looks good in the cinematic replay like structure that this is, right? But the actual end game does not impress me like this. It doesn't. And the fact that we don't have crossplay in this game, the fact that the animations haven't been updated in this game, the graphics are highly exaggerated in certain aspects, I would say. The graphical fidelity has been exaggerated. It has. It seems like EA basically took everything that was already built in UFC 4 and said, let's just basically add very minimal changes. Let's add in something that we've already had in the game before that we took out for no reason. Let's give that back to them and call it UFC 5. Lazy work. Evil work. This is insanity. And EA will really expect you to be happy with this. And if you say anything bad about this, they will say you're ungrateful. If you like another game so much, go ahead and play that game, right? This was sick work by EA. Highly disappointed after waiting all this time, as many people should be. I have not great hopes for this game. I'm definitely going to play it. Of course, I'm an MMA fan, so I'm definitely going to play it. I will probably enjoy it for a certain time, as I did with UFC 4, as much as I disliked that game. But they went down the wrong path with UFC 5. It's clear to me now. It went down the wrong path. Instead of going backwards to the better games like UFC 3, like it progressively gotten worse from the UFC 2. UFC 2 and 3 were better than UFC 4, in my personal opinion. Nah, I can't even lie to you there. I tried it. I can't even lie to you there. UFC 2 wasn't better than UFC 4, in my opinion. I had more fun playing UFC 2 than I did UFC 4, without a doubt. Like, with zero question I did. But UFC 4 is a better game, in my personal opinion. For many reasons. But UFC 3 is the route that they should have gone back to, that sort of style. Realer, more simulation style gameplay. Not the arcade-based gameplay of UFC 4, which they've built upon to make it even more arcade with UFC 5. It's an L, to be quite honest with you. It's very much an L. They seem to be lost in the direction they want to go. Developers have no idea what's going on. They're in interviews talking about new features that we got in UFC 5 that were already in previous UFC games. They're talking about strands of the hair physics in a game where they know everybody only cares about gameplay. They've been avoiding all of our suggestions for the better part of the past couple of years now. Still things we can't get into the game for various reasons, because they want to make the games very simple and casual friendly, which is all fine, but you know, EA needs to remove that slogan, as real as it gets. They need to remove that, because they're lying to themselves, they're lying to us. I mean, that really should be false marketing, because this is not as real as it gets. UFC Undisputed 3 came out how many years ago now, and that's still more realistic than this game is going to be, I guarantee you. Which is sad to say after all this time, man. But that's what I'm thinking right now. For EA Sports UFC 5, man, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to leave a like down below. Also, comment down below and tell me what you guys think about UFC 5. Do you have high hopes? Do you think the game can still be great, or have you lost all faith? Leave me in the comment section down below, man. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Take it easy.